The Uganda Kings and Cultural Leaders Forum has also joined the list of mediators to help bring together the warring factions in the Bugisu culture institution. Two factions claim to be the legal successors of the late Bob Mushikor, the second leader of Inzu Ya Masaba, who died last year in January, leaving the throne vacant. Since his demise, the culture institution has been embroiled in succession wrangles as two factions, one led by Jude Mike Mudoma and the other led by John Amram Wagabyarire, both from the Mwambu clan, which is in line to produce the third Umukuka after the Wanale clan, and Mubia, which produced the first and second Umukuka respectively. Mudoma was allegedly elected in October 2022 and his rival was elected and crowned in December 2020 by the late Mushikor before he passed on early the following year. Several organizations, individuals, including ministers, have tried to mediate the two factions to cause harmony in the institution, but all in vain. They include the State Minister of Gender and Cultural Affairs, Peace Mutuzo, the former Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Frank Tumwebaze, the Interreligious Council of Uganda, the Mbale High Court, the outgoing Mbale City Resident Commissioner Ahmad Awashaki, among others. The latest mediators of the long impasse are the members of the Kings and Cultural Leaders Forum, chaired by the Isaba Ruli Constantine Mwogesa Butamanya of Buruli Chiefdom, who since last week attempted to have the two warring factions reconciled. Isaba Ruli was accompanied by Paulo Sande Emlot, the leader of the Teso Culture Institution, Moses Stephen of the Adola Culture Institution, and Philip Wanyama from the Samia Bogwe Culture Institution. During the meeting at the Maluku Culture Headquarters in Mbale City, Wagabyarire and his faction pleaded to the Isaba Ruli to compel government to gazette him as the leader, since he was the rightly elected person who was even crowned by the late Mushikor.
On that day elected, Elder Amram John Wagabyarire as the third Umukuka of Inzu Ya
Masaba. Now, we said we who did not, and those who filed in June, should be narrow and void, and let the Umukuka who was elected after lifting the COVID lockdown, let him be gazetted and
The Cultural Leaders Forum asked the government through the Gender, Labour and Social Development Minister to gazette Amram Wagabyarire as the cultural leader of Inzu Ya Masaba Culture Institution.
Elected. We want this to happen with Bugisu. When you agree, even if you are interested, and you think majority of people prefer so and so, go with them, with the point coming out to say, because you are defeated, you keep passing out messages of should again go and pull the rope. Please honor the late King's decision. Take what you decided with him to be done.
But the new Mukuka will take over the leadership. Please bring even all other wearing parties together, because they are now all your children. I would also like to appeal, like what the chairman said earlier, that for us in culture is our identity. But if we politicize it, we get out of the way.
You don't have the palace. Okay, this office was given to you, but also it needs some. Now we are coffee growers. This is appeal to you. Every harvest, at least every harvest, let every Mamasa give 1 kilo to contribute towards.
This followed the abscondment of Jude Mike Mudoma's group from the reconciliation meetings, which was initiated by the Cultural Leaders Forum, which sought to have the two groups work together for the good of the Bamasaba.
So the Sabaruli, I think he was not maybe comfortable because he was trying to support his people or to see that to rescue them. That's why he forcefully came. But before he came, the chairman of the LC5 community of Bugisu, districts of Bugisu, wrote to him, informing him of the position and not come. Mr. Mudoma also wrote to him, detailing out what is happening and informing him not come. But we are surprised that despite all those communications, Sabaruli.
According to Mudoma's faction, the Sabaruli came into mediation with an already made mind on who they wanted to be gazetted as the cultural leader. Stephen Masiga, the spokesperson of the Mudoma faction, said that Isabaruli and his team have no locus to mediate the conflict in the Inzu Ya Masaba and that there is no way they can recommend for gazettement of one person in a reconciliation which one party has shunned.
Where the elders will sit down with the input of the LC5 chairpersons. So they are going to sit down and confirm if it is either Mudoma or Omugoga or Gabyale. One of those two, any of the two. Of course, recently you heard that there was an arrangement in Maluku where the Sabaruli intervened. He has no locus, no focus, no locus. He has no legal standing whatsoever, or locus stand. He has no legal standing to begin initiating mediations. In any case, was handpicked by the Maluku team. A mediator must be identified by both parties so that they narrow down and agree. In this case, no agreement on our side. Court made a directive in line with the section 16, subsection 1 of the Cultural Leaders Act that the elders must mediate between these two warring parties to arrive at the rightful person. And that is the message we are trying to push across Masabaland, push across Uganda, push across the East African region.
Geoffrey Wepondi, the Prime Minister and Secretary General of the Wagabyali faction, asked the government to consider the recommendations by the cultural leaders to gazette Wagabyali as the cultural leader of the Masaba.
His Royal Highness Wagabyali Amram John, the Unkuka 3 of the Inzu Ya Masaba Cultural Institution, and it says the above subject matter refers. Following our elders meeting with His Royal Highness and the Chairman of the Uganda Kings and Mediators Forum,
Hakim Watenye, a resident of Mbale City, said that the reconciliations will only be successful if the two factions put aside their pride and front the interests of the Masaba.
The issue concerning the Masaba or Inzu Ya Masaba, it is a very good idea. It was brought up by people who were highly learned, well informed. Example, the former Chief Justice, George Masika, Professor Nabudere, Engineer Darlington Sakwa, Gorubi Wakiro, Wanendea. These are the people who came up with such an idea.
Mwajuma Bumba, Sulaiman Masejeri, Chirinya Ayub for City Post TV.